Hi everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to read CSV and JSON with custom schema. In CSV file we have different columns. So for each column we have to create a struct field with their corresponding data type. And then with help of this struct field we have to create struct type. And finally, we can pass this schema while reading CSV file. Now, you might be thinking why we have these two, StructType and StructField. Let's try to understand this with next example, where we are going to read one JSON file. Now, this JSON file has nested data. So we have name and age. Now name has three parts: first name, middle name and last name. So first we have to take care for this nested data. So we are going to create a struct field, one for first name, one for middle name and one for last name. And then we are going to create one struct type for this name part. Once that is taken care, next is we have to create one struct field, and this struct field again will use this name and the struct type which we have created earlier, and along with that we have age, and this is a integer type. And with these two struct field, then we are going to create one struct type. So this is kind of nested data. We'll see this in detail in the example. I created this demo in Databricks and then I exported it to save some time. So first what we need to do is, from SQL types we have to import struct field and data type like string, integer, struct type and array and booleans. All these data type we have to import. Then we have these columns in our CSV file: name, age, subject, other and active, and they are with their corresponding data type. So once I have created these struct fields, then created this struct type with all these struct field, and this is our CSV schema. And while reading the CSV file, we are passing schema which we have created here. Then we are printing the data frame schema, and you can see all these columns as their corresponding data type which we have passed. Then we just printed the data. Now we changed this last data type. Earlier it was boolean, now I change it to string type. And then again I read this CSV file, and this time you can see the last column, which is active, has been changed from boolean to string. And again I printed this data. So first we are going to read this JSON file without providing any schema details, and then we are going to print the schema. Here we'll get to know how this data has been nested. So we have age and name, these two fields. So name part is interesting, where it is a array type and array of struct. And then we have these three fields: first name, last name and middle name. Now let's see how we are going to convert this schema to the custom schema what we have. So let's start with this part. these three fields. So here you can see we have this struct field, first name, middle name, and last name. And then we have this struct, and this struct is inside the array. And finally, once we have this part, which is again a struct field that you can see here. This is a struct field with name we have given here. And second field is struct field of age with integer type. And then we are going to read the JSON file with this custom JSON schema. Format is similar to the CSV. Then we are going to print JSON data frame schema. And finally, we are going to print the data of this JSON data frame. Now, one point to note, when I was uploading the JSON file to Databricks and it was in formatted form, I was getting some kind of error. And then what I did is I kept this JSON data in one line, and then I uploaded the file and it was working fine.